crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com, back in the saddle. It's your morning sip of chaga tea. We are back from 1 month on the road. Holy crap. Now I know why rock stars are young kids. So much fun. So many great things happen on the road. Met amazing people, learned amazing things. A bunch of our friends came running around with us speaking freedom. Free markets are the road to freedom, by the way, and we clearly have no free markets and we have no free government. We have no free judicial system. We are not free. What is it? The blood of patriots must be shed every once in a while. We might be getting there if we can make it that far. I know. But I do. I have full hope. Not even hope. The good guys have won. We are winning. And it's all about exposing the bad guys now. But at the same time, remember this, good guys. You've been saying this for over 100 years. That the good guys, we got this under control. We got this gold in the Grand Canyon to take care of everything. And now look at us, 100 years later. So the longer you delay this shit, press that red button. The longer you delay, the more opportunity the bad guys have to do crazy, crazy shit. Like trying to... I just heard it. I heard it and I didn't believe it. That the Biden Justice Department raided an ex-president's home. I didn't believe it. I was like, even the crazy Democrats and all their pedo buddies wouldn't do something like that. But voila, they did. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And then you find out who the judge... I mean, you know all the bad guys within Congress. Can you imagine raiding Adam Schiff's house? The perversions you would find there and all these freaking crazy Democrats. But the judge who signed off wasn't... Apparently Biden knew nothing about it. The most important... I don't know even what you'd call it. Break from historical precedent in the history of the United States. And the president knew nothing about it. Nobody in his office knew anything about it. That's massive mismanagement, if not illegal mismanagement. But the judge who signed off on it, oh my goodness. Of course he was knee-deep in the Epstein stuff. And he's a judge magistrate, which is lower than a judge. If you're going to break protocol in the most important DOJ decision in history, wouldn't you use a judge of some standing? Not a judge magistrate who was on the team that let off Epstein and then went on to serve his people who work for him. This is just insane. At some point, the good guys got to say, all right, that's it. Game over. Because if you don't, you're going to lose it. We've seen it time and time in history. We got this, Bix. We got this under control. Alan Greenspan, and whenever he invented these computer programs to continue the game in 1971, continue the rigging game to allow us to go off the gold standard. Oh yeah, we'll make inflation high by 1980, and that's when we can end and go back to a gold standard. And look what happened. The good guys need to pull the plug, my friends. It is time. It's beyond time. So yeah, here it is. The judge in the Mar-a-Lago raid once linked to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to talk about this guy with Jenny Moonstone today so we can get deep into the darkest secrets and who he's connected to and why. Obviously, it's the big pedo gang that Trump was taking down. So, we'll see what happens, right? Speaking of insane things, silver is still below its 100 and 200-day moving average. It moved above the 50 because the 50 had dropped so low. The 50 was at like $20.50. As you can see, it diverged because of the insanity of what's going on in silver. And it's all because of this. It was the damn JP Morgan trial. So JP Morgan and friends are rigging the silver market so no one can see what's going on, so no one can point fingers. Now that the trial's over, we'll see what happens. But over the last 2 years, the commercials, the big bankers, the criminals, and that's only half the side of the criminals. I'll get to that in a second. But JP Morgan found guilty. 2 traders at JP Morgan found guilty after a long spoofing trial. It's all bullshit. No, the guy wasn't trading with his finger. That's the stupidest thing anybody's ever said in the history of electronic trading. JP Morgan employs 50,000 computer programmers. Do you think he's going to have his head trader in gold sit there with his finger and go click, click, click? No, it's all program in. It happens in milliseconds, micro milliseconds. And at volumes too high to even comprehend. They have no rules against these assholes. And I was talking to Andy Scheckman on a huge drive. We drove from Austin up to Oklahoma City together. Great drive. We discussed, I don't know what it was, 6 hours. 5 or 6 hours. And we discussed everything. And I was discussing, there's 2 sides to these trades. They're colluding together. Because he was talking about the commercials and the managed money funds. And he was like, I don't know how these managed money funds continually lose money, but they're still there. I said, because they're working together. And how they do it is a managed money fund like BlackRock will take hits in silver and then big wins in copper or steel or corn. And then JP Morgan will have big gains in silver and then give up the losses back to JP Morgan or back to BlackRock in corn. It's all orchestrated. It's a con. The whole thing is a con. We need to shut the whole system down. The COMEX needs to go away. There's no reason for futures and options anymore in gold and silver. Jeffrey Christian's trying to talk mining companies into using derivatives again. Are you kidding? Didn't they learn a lesson in the 2000s when Barrick lost billions of dollars because of the gold derivatives? Do not listen to Jeffrey Christian. Well, not many people do. I get that. It's a sign, though. He's a great signal that the banks are in deep trouble. Because there's no one to take that short side. There's no one to take the derivatives that Jeffrey Christian and friends are selling. It's so funny. He did this video where he's trying to tell everybody that he does all the work for the guys on the opposite side of the bank. He's working with the good guys. It's such bullshit. Who do you think told him to go over there and do those deals? The banks, you idiot. Jeffrey Christian is a liar. He belongs in jail. If you want to do a raid and find something juicy, why don't you raid Jeffrey Christian's email and listen to all the banks. Listen to JP Morgan contact Jeffrey Christian. Say, okay, we got to get out of this position. Here's what you tell the world. Tell silver. Tell the world that silver is going to go down in the next 3 months so that we can everybody will sell and will buy. You can get those emails off Jeff. He's not that bright. Get him a new toupee while we're at it. All right. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I do know what to tell you. Same thing in every market. If you're not out of the market, you will lose. If you're wishing that silver would go up tomorrow, you will lose. If you think, hey, silver might go to minus $40 like they did in oil, but I'm going to just stick it out because I know at the end of the day, it's not about price. It's about who's got the metal. They'll probably set it to minus $40 and then shut the COMEX down. The COMEX is a Crimex. There's no reason for it. No miners hedge anymore. If you do hedge, I get it. Some dealers have to, Andy has to hedge when you're dealing in big volumes. But his big volumes are not the 120 billion ounces that trades on the COMEX. Who is that, Jeff Christian? Who, if it's not the mining companies and it's not the retail dealers, who is it? And don't try to tell me it's the jewelry part of the equation. It's not. It's high-frequency traders trading back and forth. BlackRock on one side, JP Morgan, Citibank, the banksters on the other. It's that simple. It's all orchestrated by a company called Virtu Financial, run by Vinny Viola. How many years do I have to scream this? It will not end. Silver will not trade freely. Gold will not trade freely until the COMEX is shut down. LBMA doesn't even matter. Nobody even looks at that price anyway. Anyway. All right, let's see what else is going on. Look up pictures of this guy. His name is, where is it? Judge Bruce Reinhardt, a judge magistrate, which is like below a judge. That's just insane that this was allowed to happen. And Joe Biden knows nothing about it. The DOJ probably knows nothing about it. And they planted evidence, I guarantee you. Anyway. Inflation took a little backdrop, 8.5%. By the way, when we were on the road, and I'll be posting a lot of our discussions from the road on the private road and Road to Ruta over the next couple months. We'll post some public as well, but we talked a lot about inflation and about how inflation lies. Inflation's up at 18%. No matter what they say, it doesn't matter because inflation is all about reality. Even if they say, okay, we're at 8.5%. Did you get an 8.5% raise last year? If you did not, you are absolutely losing purchasing power. And that's 8.5% of all your life savings. Everything you've ever worked for just lost 8.5%. That's insane. That's criminal. You might have made 8.5%. If you didn't make 8.5, let's say you made 8% on your investment. Great year on your retirement account last year. Great year. You made 8%. Overall, you lost 5% because of inflation. You lost 5% purchasing power even though you made 8%. Americans are losing and losing badly. If you're on Social Security, forget about it. You're screwed. Cryptos doing same strong week. Gary Gensler has that market under control. Total rig job. I think the ultimate again, Bitcoin can go to minus $40 too. These exchanges are not real. But I would like to point out, I think the final blow to cryptos will be the announcement of the Tether fraud. And that will signal the bottom of the crypto crash. I don't think anybody will be able to buy any at that bottom. When people go in to buy, pretty much everybody who's sold is already sold. When people go to buy at the bottom, they'll find out that the exchanges are under maintenance, if the exchanges are even open. Truthfully, at that point in time, probably everything's coming down. You won't be able to buy silver, you won't be able to buy gold, you won't be able to buy any cryptos. For a while. Month, 2 months, I don't know. How long can you last? I don't know. Ultimately, they'll be our future. Yes, Bitcoin's going to 200, 300, 400,000 million in US dollar terms, but which US dollar? I have no doubt that the US is returning to a gold and silver standard. CBDC is probably the worst thing that the US can do. I don't think the good guys would allow that. I don't think you should allow that. I mean, this is our monetary system. It's not our government's monetary system. This is we the people, a country run by we the people. At least it used to be. We might have to overthrow our government again. That's fine. That's what it says on the $100 bill. Read the $100 bill, the new $100 bill. I did an article on it too. By the way, I'm talking to Jenny Moonstone later today for the private road. We're going to go over what the hell happened with Trump and dig deep into the psyche of that psycho pedo guy. But let's... I want to see that. Where's that $100 bill? I want to show you guys an article I wrote a long time ago, Hidden Meanings in the New $100 Bill. If you look at the $100 bill, it's gold on the right side, green on the left side. I do a full analysis over here. It's called the Hidden Meanings of the New $100 Bill. I don't even know how long I wrote this ago, but I want to show you where it says you should overthrow your government. On the right side of this bill is the Declaration of Independence written in gold. Right above the 100, right here, it is right here. It is the right of the people to alter. It's whenever such government gets out of hand, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish that government. It says it right above the $100 bill. Is there ever been a better time to abolish it? Here's the exact quote. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundations on the principles and organizing its powers from such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their happiness, their safety and their happiness. Right here, right on the new $100 bills, yes, we are headed to a new monetary system. It is going to be a gold-backed system. The Fed is in on it. The U.S. Treasury is in on it. It's going to happen. The question is when. When is someone going to press that red button? And there's been no better time than now. And I think no better situation for the United States, which is the largest debtor in the nation. Wouldn't it be lovely to get rid of all that debt in a literally a click of a mouse? So that's where we are. 2 ways you can survive this. Number 1, get all your money out of the system into your own possession. Number 2, move to the moon. Those are the only ways to survive it. Get your assets out of the system and get them in your own possession because you don't have a spacecraft. Well, Elon might. I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on. Hey, subscribe to Road to Ruda. You get all the back of the envelope, back of the scenes, back of the curtain stuff going on at the Fed, and we give away the silver Ruda coin, coolest coin ever made with the painted heart. People are loving this coin. We gave out a bunch of these since charity auctions this weekend or this whole month, and they just loved it. Such a cool coin, such an important time. Join the Road to Ruda. It's $299 for a year, less than $1 a day, and you get all the behind-the-scenes scoop. I'll be talking to Jenny later today about a bunch of other stuff, find out what's going on with silver as well. It's Bix Weir. It's good to be back. I'll talk to you later.
Well, I grew up in the USA. I was taught that speech was free. Birmingham to Burning Man, you can speak any truth you see. Lately things have changed, they say I can't speak truth no more. And I'm just sitting here wondering who they are working for. See, they're gonna kick me off of YouTube unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook unless I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They decide what's right, they decide what's wrong, they ban what won't conform. They sit in shadows, they run the gallows, say I must abide the norm. Without free speech we lose freedom, they cut off our free will. If I find truth that they don't like, they'll label me a shill. And then they're gonna kick me off of YouTube unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook unless I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They're trying to kill free speech in the USA. Now wait a minute, it's not like me to give up on a fight. I'll expose their evil plans, bring their shadows into light. And I'll name names, I'll play their games, I've got them in my sight. They're trying to change the USA. I fight for what is right, so they can kick me off for YouTube. 9/11's all about building 7 and it ain't okay. And they can delete all my Facebook, but socialists fail every time in every single way. And they can shadow ban my Twitter, but I'm looking up at chemtrail skies each and every day. See, they have no right to ban anything I have to say, and I'll fight for free speech in the USA. I'm gonna fight for free speech in the USA. It's my right, free speech in the USA.